Gemini, welcome to your weekly sidereal forecast for August 10th through the 16th. My name is Athen. So we've got a new system here today I want to talk about. For those of you who haven't already seen the video, I'm now using the exact span, the exact sizes of the constellations for the weeklies and soon to be monthlies. So if you haven't already checked out that video, if you haven't used that new chart calculator that I have, there's a link down below in the description. Do check that out. Make sure you are a Gemini. I do recommend watching it for your ascendant if you know your time of birth. If you don't know your time of birth, that's fine. I'd probably recommend your sun or moon or both for that, and just make sure you're watching the right video because the horoscopes are now changing around this new calculator that I have. And of course, if you're new to my channel, this is sidereal, so it's different from the traditional tropical astrology you're probably used to, so do check the description down below for that as well. All right, Gemini, so this week we've got a new moon taking place here on Friday in your third house of communication, of self-expression. It's very much about you expressing yourself because it's all in Leo. Of the thinking mind, of the foundations that have to do with the practical reality of things, which is very strongly associated with your sign. So here, the new beginnings will slowly start to shift up. You've already had Mercury, your ruler, transiting this third house for quite some time now. So the overall gist of the week will continue to be that of you seeing the scientific, practical, step by step. Maybe you're reading books, maybe you're taking a practical course, maybe you're communicating, maybe you're writing, maybe you're just you're just seeing things in that very practical way right now. And that's fantastic. That's the kind of energy that's unfolding for you right now at the moment. And that's where the new beginnings are going to be in this area as well. It's also where there's expansion. Now, that area, does have this very Saturnian, serious approach to things, which has been Saturn recently gone back into your fifth house of self-expression. So here it's taking that, continuing to take that serious approach to how you are expressing yourself, to any creative projects, entrepreneurship, artistic things, whatever it is you're involved with on that expressive or creative level. And then that'll be assisting you. It's a square, so it's not coming completely easy, but you're used to this from last week or the previous week, and this week it's a lot easier to work with. But I think continuing to put attention into learning and treating life as a learning process, whether it is picking up that book or otherwise, is a really good way to work with this energy this week. So new things can certainly shift up in regards to that. This new moon is going to be conjuncting up to Venus, so maybe some of the new beginnings with that self-expression, the way you're expressing yourself is changing or can this week. Spirituality, the rest and relaxation, having more peace and presence in your everyday experiences. Some other things to consider there. But overall, it's all about your mind. It's about how you are, again, expressing yourself. So that's the overall gist, and Friday will be the exact time of that. But as the week, let's go and look at the beginning of the week. Monday through Wednesday, Mars is going to be sextiling up to the North Node. So this whole life path for you up until November is about home. It's about family. It's about connecting to your sentiments, your emotional body. And you may or may not be feeling this personally depending on your chart, but the North Node signifies where there's growth. And that's essentially what we want to do, is move in that direction, be willing to learn more about those areas of life to further the growth and learning of that area. So for you, it's involving home or family or past or roots, learning more about your lineage, where you come from, maybe your soul on that deeper level, learning more about your feelings, things like that. So I really recommend this. Monday through Wednesday, you'll probably find a motivation to do that anyways, but I would honor that because sextiles do suggest opportunities, and here I think you can learn quite a bit more about yourself because Mars is our identity. It's our self, to even learn more about your goals and your ambitions in life through wanting to explore more about that emotional side of things. So that's going to be Monday through Wednesday. Then Wednesday and Thursday, this middle part of the week, the sun is going to be trining up to Uranus, who has been transiting your 10th house. So there's been lots of changes perhaps with your work and career over the past many years, 5 years, or longer. And, this freedom too, where it's been important for you to have freedom in your work or in your career and things like that. So you're reflecting on that now, which is great, which is this retrograde of Uranus. But all of that is going to be trining up to the sun and the new moon this week. So I really recommend mixing up the career, mixing up anything you're doing on a public level, changing it up so you have more of that freedom. And then you'll find all of that very supportive to these new beginnings, again, relating to all of this communicative, expressive, and thought-provoking kind of energy right now for you. Wednesday and Thursday, if you are feeling a little bit unsure or you don't know exactly how things are unfolding for you in regards to those communications, that rational side of things, your ruler is going to be opposed up to Neptune this middle part of the week. So the key with that is that Neptune is trying to show you how to go with the flow along your life path, how we don't have to have everything figured out and understood, which is, even though you are understanding a lot, this Neptune's over here reminding you that there's something, there's things larger than self. There's guidance. There's spirit. There's life purpose. There's things that, and these are things that you are not very clear on, which is fine because Neptune is showing you how to intuitively trust your guidance and your gut and go with the flow there. So some things to consider there this week, especially the middle part, because we are talking about your ruler, and through that, I think it will help It will help lessen confusion and haze because you'll no longer be searching intellectually, but you'll be guided. You can even gain some new insight in regards to these things as well, but of the intuitive type, right? Where you feel like you're going in the right direction because you're aware of it. You're bringing that conscious awareness to it. So that's the middle part, and that'll be important for you guys. And then on Friday, that new moon conjuncting up to Venus, maybe some of those new beginnings I was talking about self-expression, about spirituality, but especially about this communication stuff for self-expression, and taking it seriously, of course, with the routine and focusing on being of service, which has been Saturn in your 6th house. Maybe it's your work, maybe taking your work very seriously, developing your crafts, things like that. But then also remembering that your legacy, your career, your future has to be honoring your true self, and it has to honor that freedom, and all of that you'll find shifting up and giving maybe some inklings of what this new beginning is for you as we go into next week. So then over the weekend, the sun does conjoin up to that Venus. Now Venus will be in front of the sun here, so try not to go to any extremes with the enjoyments of life, with that self-expression. Stay balanced, stay grounded. This can be an energy where we can enjoy ourselves quite a bit, maybe enjoying that book and things like that, but again, in that reflective, introverted kind of way. Whoops. And, the thing is, too, is we're seeing what we enjoy. We're seeing our values, but not totally clearly either, because Venus is covering the sun. Okay, so enjoy it, see the values, but again, with Venus retrograde, be willing to learn, be willing to change things, be willing to adapt, especially relating to those 2 areas I talked about, and also your values in life in general. Also over the weekend, Mercury, your ruler, trining up to Pluto, so I think you guys are going to see some things because you're willing to see the truth more so now. You're willing to really, because this is Pluto, and Pluto's been transiting this 7th house of yours. So you guys are hopefully stepping into your power with relationships, creating change in relationships, and all of that will be helping you gain a clear insight about how, again, to express yourself and communicate and learn more. And your mind should be quite sharp. I think you should be seeing the truth of things, which will further assist these new beginnings. All right, Gemini, so have a nice week. Thank you again for all of your support. If you'd like a personal reading, click the link down below, and I'll talk to you all next time.